Alright guys, here it is, the beautiful ray gun. I'm going to show you guys how I actually made this. I was just so excited to make this because it actually shoots. I've never seen anything like this on YouTube, so I think we're about ready to get started, and I'm going to show you how I did it. I'm not going to show you everything, but most everything. First, I drew out a piece of paper, what I wanted it to kind of look like, to kind of help out. Then I transferred it to two pieces of wood that would go on each side of the ray gun. Then I cut out both sides, one for each side of the ray gun. The airsoft gun I used was a Cyberstrike Defender because of the fact that it fit perfectly. I found it at a flea market for about $5, but I had done some research and I saw that you can get them on Walmart.com for about $20. Basically, you just had to make some modifications to it, cut it down a little bit, just to make it fit. I removed the BB holder up at the top by the scope so that it would fit. Then I removed the part behind the battery holder because that part wouldn't fit either, and I wouldn't need it anyways. Then I removed the trigger guard, and the upper part I shaved down a little bit so that it would fit. I had some old wiring from some old airsoft guns that I had, so I used that. I glued both sides on and then put some square dowel rods on the back to kind of mimic the shape of the ray gun. It was the best way I could find. Then I drilled some holes in the back for the dowel rods to go into. I used some wood filler to kind of smooth out the edges. I used a lot of wood filler in this project because it just was the best thing for me to use to fill it in. Here you can see what it looks like where the battery's going to hook up. I kind of ran the wires through the handle, and I made a ramp for where the BBs will go down, and then I made a hole for the BBs to feed into. I made another ramp to go where I wanted the BBs to stay. I wanted the BBs to be where the glass part is up at the top so you could actually see them, so I added this ramp there to kind of help. Here's a side view of it so you can see it's inclined. I filled in the spots that needed it underneath the ramp and everything, and then I took and I cut out some piece of wood to put on the sides and make it kind of look like the ray gun is starting to take shape. Okay, so what I did here was I took and removed the orange piece at the top, and I found a 3/4 inch piece of PVC pipe that was about 6 inches in length, and I put it over the tip. And then I took some of that expanding foam stuff that you can use for insulation, and I filled it in. It was a perfect thing that I could found that fit my needs. I used some air dry clay to kind of make out the shapes and the forms on the sides. It seemed to work out pretty well, except for it had some cracks. And then I used some big split rings to kind of make the embellishments. You can see the dowel rods I put in the back. Now onto the sight. I used one of the same split rings that I had before, the 32mm ones, and I put some wire in the middle and made a cross. And I used an old piece of an antenna that I had from an old RC car. Here you can see the ADS view. Starting to look pretty good. Here you can see I added the cone at the end. I used two plastic containers I had and just stuck them together and used some wood filler. I made the BB compartment out of an old soy sauce bottle that I had. I just cut it in half and it kind of fit perfectly. Here you can see the door for the BBs that I made that you open and shut. Here I started to paint it. Now this is a rough paint job, so it kind of looks bright right now. But basically I just started painting it and getting it ready. I added these wooden slats on the back for like the fins to kind of look like the ray gun. I put a hinge on the bottom to hold the battery compartment shut. As you can see, I extended that with a couple pieces of wood. The battery fit perfectly in there. Now I used magnets on the closures because it seemed to hold it perfectly. I didn't need something that was very strong, and I didn't really want to buy much for it. And as you can see, it closes pretty good. I used the magnets for the top BB compartment as well, just because I had them laying around. And now for the big moment. If you're ready, here we go. Ta-da! It's finished. Man, it took a long time to get this taken care of and finished it the way I liked it. I aged it a little bit, as you can see. It looks really good as far as I can tell. The closest thing I've seen to a ray gun, a prop, or anything, and it actually shoots. So, if you like this, definitely give it a like and a favorite. And if I get enough likes and favorites, I'll make a video. I'm actually planning on making a video um, where I actually shoot it. And if I get enough likes and favorites, I'll definitely make a Call of Duty like type of zombies little video that I'm thinking about. This is Zombie Thumper. Peace.